Back here at Sun Life Stadium in Miami, Florida, getting set for Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Brewers and the Marlins, the Fish, have won each of the first 2. But Giovanni Gallardo tries to get the Brewers back on track here tonight. Chris Volstead, a right-hander, throws for the Fish. Corey Provis back with Davey Nelson and Ken Sommerfeld after a rain delay of under an hour. The umpires are on their way out. The lineups will be exchanged, and this game will get going. And let's give you once again the M&I Bank starting lineups. Again for the Brewers, leading off and playing second base, Ricky Weeks. Ryan Braun bats second. Braun in left. Hitting third at first base, Prince Fielder. In the cleanup spot, over at third base, Casey McGee. Corey Hart in right. Hart bats fifth. Carlos Gomez in center. Gomez bats sixth. Hitting seventh and doing the catching, George Kataris. Gallardo bats eighth. And Alcides Escobar is at short. Escobar bats ninth. Again for the Marlins, it's Chris Coghlan in left field. Coghlan leads off. Gabby Sanchez at first base. Sanchez hits second. The number 3 hitter, shortstop Hanley Ramirez. Jorge Cantu bats fourth. Cantu at third base. Dan Uggla at second. Uggla bats fifth. In right field and batting sixth, Cody Ross. Ronnie Paulino is catching and batting seventh. In the number 8 spot, in center field, Cameron Maben. And on the mound and batting ninth, right-hander Chris Volstead. A warm and muggy night. But this game will get going. And, Davey, it's been tough for the Brewers so far in this series. The Marlins rallied for a win back on Memorial Day on Monday afternoon. And then the Brewers came back last night trailing 3-0 until tying the game at 3 in the 6th before the Marlins took the lead for good in the 7th.
Well, they did, and they did with some timely hitting, with Corey Hart. And the thing about it was that you're just looking for that momentum to stay in the favor of the Brewers, and then just couldn't do it because the pitching just could not hang in there.
As for tonight's battle, again, Giovanni Gallardo goes for the crew. He has been just brilliant. He's 5-0 in his last 8 starts. Outstanding effort back on Friday at Miller Park against the Mets. A complete game shutout. 9 innings, no runs, 8 hits. He struck out 7, 1 walk. He picked up his 5th win of the year. And as Ken Maka said in our Jockey pregame show earlier tonight, Davey, that they're going to keep an eye on his pitch count after throwing 121 back on Friday. Ken Maka said doubtful he'll go past 110 tonight.
Well, you know what? If he minimizes his pitches like he did, yeah, I think he's going to be just fine. At least if he does that, he can go 7 innings and throw 110 pitches.
We talked a little bit about Chris Volstead, the Marlins starting pitcher. He's a right-hander, 23 years old. What do you know about Chris, David?
Well, you know what? They like this young man. He's got a nice arm on him. He has given up 3 runs. He's lost his last 4 starts, given up 3 runs the last 2 times out, and pitched well. I mean, this guy has pitched pretty good. Only really had 1 bad outing where he gave up 7 runs.
I mentioned his age. He's only 23 years old. Made his major league debut with the Marlins 2 years ago, back in 2008. Won 9 games and dropped 13 last year. This will be his first career start and appearance against the Brewers. And we gave you the Brewers lineup a moment ago, Davey and Ken Maka. A similar look to what the Brewers showed New York back on Sunday with Ryan Braun hitting second.
Yeah, they moved. They said that right-handers hit fairly well against Volstead, so they moved everybody up in the lineup. So we'll see what happens.
And the pitcher, Gallardo, who can swing the bat, 5 lifetime home runs, is hitting 8th. And Alcides Escobar is batting 9th. The Marlins have taken the field. Defensively for the Fish, no changes. Coghlan, Maben, and Ross left to right. Cantu, Ramirez, Uggla, and Sanchez around the infield, and Ronnie Paulino is doing the catching. Volstead is not that quick to the plate, so the Brewers, if the situation presents itself and There is speed on base. Look for the Brewers to run on Volstead and Paulino tonight.
Well, I haven't seen too many 6'8" pitchers have quick moves to the plate. So as lanky as he is, he should be fairly slow to the plate. And if the guys get on, they should be able to take advantage of it.
Weeks, Braun, and Fielder will bat for the Brewers here in the first inning. This is game number 53 on the year. The Brewers, after the loss last night, once again 10 games below 500. 21 wins to 31 losses. Let's see if Gallardo and the crew can turn things around here tonight against Volstead and the Fish. Still a chance for some more rain as the game moves along. First time, though, we've had rain in this series. It was beautiful last night.
It was great, and we got a little rain yesterday morning when Ken Sommerfeld was running.
Yeah,
but that was okay.
Yeah, nothing but blue skies. It was comfortable last night. But the rain has subsided for now, and Ricky's in the box, and this game just about set to go. Weeks hitting .253 for the year, 8 homers and 30 RBIs. Struck out 4 times last night, and the pitch to Ricky is a strike. Mike Riley, the crew chief. Behind the plate, Chad Fairchild over at third. Bill Miller, the calls over at second. Eric Cooper is the first base umpire, as Volstead missed low to Weeks. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There was a 51-minute delay to start.
51-minute rain delay to start. Now the 1-1 pitch. A chopper over the mound near second. And Ugla cuts in front of Ramirez and throws out Weeks by a step. And there's 1 down. Kind of a slow chopper, but it kicked high over the mound right near the second base bag. Ramirez and Ugla converged. And Ramirez went in front, but Ugla made the pick and threw out Ricky 1 away.
Well, it was a good thing he did, because if Ramirez makes that play, then he is not going to throw Ricky out, because he would have been in an awkward position to try to throw. Ugla called him off at the last minute, and that's why Ramirez let it go.
Ugla, an all-star second baseman. Ramirez, an all-star shortstop. Part of the anchors for this Marlins squad. No score in the first. Here's Ryan Braun back in the number 2 spot. And the pitch, Braun showed bunt and took a strike. We saw Braun bat second in the finale of that weekend series against the Mets on Sunday. This is only the 4th time in his career that Braun has hit second in a game. And the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a foul back, 0-2. Field and game conditions presented by Fields Automotive. Temperature 82 degrees at game time, with winds out of the north-northwest at 10 miles per hour. Visit Fields, Land Rover, Waukesha, or Madison, or log on to LandRoverWaukesha.com or LandRoverMadison.com. 0-2 to Braun, and the pitch, breaking ball, missed outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Volstead can throw hard. This fastball can top out around 95 miles per hour. That's his 4-seamer. Now deals 1-2. Braun takes up and in. That evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Volstead is still a work in progress. I mean, he spent a little less than 3.5 years in the minor leagues, and really, you know, came through the minors pretty quick.
Fielder on deck, and the 2-2 outside, ball 3 to Braun. The Marlins always seem to have among the taller pitchers in the game. They always have big guys out there. Mark Hendrickson when he was here a few years ago, he was like 6'8". And the 3-2, Braun takes strike 3 call. On the outside corner, Braun caught looking, 2 down. No score in the first for Prince.
Oh, nice little breaking ball by Volstead that just caught the corner.
Now Fielder. Prince 2 hits and 10 at bats so far in this series. Hitting .266. Righty against lefty, and the pitch to Prince, up and in, ball 1. Prince's batting average towards the end of the recent homestand was consistently better than .270 as he fights one foul back behind the plate, and that evens the count. But some rough at-bats, I should say, here so far on this road trip, and now is hitting .266.
Yeah, 2 for 10 on this road trip and so far, but, he's hit the ball pretty good, but he's pulling off a little bit.
Now the 1-1 pitch, a swing at a high fly ball hit to left. Near the warning track with room, Coghlan makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Volstead a 1-2-3 first. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. After one half, Brewers nothing, Marlins coming up. No score, bottom one. Giovanni Gallardo, 5-0 his last 8 starts. Goes to work for the first time tonight. He will see Coghlan, Sanchez, and Ramirez in the Marlins' home half of the first. And Chris Coghlan has been red hot in this series. We talked about his struggles, Davey, before this series began on Monday, but that hasn't been the case so far this week. He's 6 out of 10.
I think he waited for the Brewers to come in town and then really got it going.
And the pitch to Coghlan is a strike. Last year's National League Rookie of the Year. His batting average is up, I think, 20 points since Monday morning. Now hitting .237. And the 0-1 breaking ball inside. That evens the count. Righty against lefty. The leg kick and the 1-1 pitch. Fisted in the air down the left field line. In the corner. Brought over. That's a foul ball. Landing foul near the Brewers' left field bullpen. It's 1-2 to Coghlan.
I think Chris Coghlan, what happened to him early this season is the fact that he was trying to pull the ball more. And he's gotten back into driving the ball the other way and through the middle.
Not so bad for Coghlan that Freddie Gonzalez took him out of the leadoff spot for a little bit. The 1-2 pitch, little flare left side, gloved by McGee on a short hop, straightens up, throws, and the ball gets by fielder. And Coghlan heads to second, nobody covering, he's in. Casey McGee is looking at the third base umpire, Chad Fairchild, and now Ken Maka is going to come out. Casey is pleading his case that he caught that ball in the air. Home plate umpire and the crew chief, Mike Riley, is now walking down that third base line to see what he saw, and I'll tell you what, McGee caught that ball.
Yes, he did.
McGee did the right thing, though. You have to keep the play going. But Mike Riley and Chad Fairchild, McGee and Ken Mockin meeting behind the third base bag. McGee caught that ball, but Chad Fairchild over at third immediately put both arms to the side, more or less like a safe call. And McGee just kept the play alive, but threw low to first, and the ball got by Prince, and Coghlan's at second. They are not going to change the ruling on the field, so the Marlins get an early break here in the first inning.
Well, they certainly do, and it's unfortunate that couldn't get help. Maybe all 4 umpires should have got together, put their heads together, see who saw what.
Now Gabby Sanchez, the batter, he swings, lifts it foul back above the screen, 0-1. Still waiting for the scoring decision. Now they've given, I believe, McGee the error. It was a low throw to Prince. So Coghlan at second, nobody out, no score, and the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. We'll get some clarification, but I believe the error goes to McGee on that play.
Well, I think it does, Corey, because the ball was in the dirt, and Prince just couldn't pick it. So the throw in the dirt, the E should go to Casey.
The error should go to Chad Fairchild. No, that's a little rough. And the 0-2 pitch, base hit to right. Coghlan to third, and Hart's throw to the plate is cut off by Prince. So the Marlins have runners at the corners, nobody out. No score the first for Hanley Ramirez.
Well, Giovanni got a fastball up in the zone and out over the plate. That's what these Marlins do so well, is that they do hit the ball the other way. And Gabby Sanchez, being a right-handed hitter, got a high breaking ball up out over the plate and drove it the other way.
Just want to clear up something, though. Chad Fairchild, the third base umpire, he is standing behind Casey McGee. So where he is standing, he really couldn't see the ball.
Right.
The umpire that had the best look of it at it was the home plate umpire, Mike Riley. I mean, he said that, Chad Fairchild made the call, but no way he saw the ball. He sees Casey McGee's back as Ramirez takes a strike. Mike Riley has the best angle of anybody now. It's 90 feet away. It's not like it's right in front of him. On a sinking soft liner over at third. But once it gets by that third base bag, it pretty much is the base umpire's call.
Yes,
that's
it
the
is.
Case in any bunt or any ground ball. Home plate umpire has the say until it reaches the respective base. And the 0-1 to Ramirez is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's, some people argue that this is why they should institute instant replay on something like this, and I'm dead against it.
Me too. I am not for it. It's the human element of this game, and errors are going to be made. The pitch. Soft fly, shallow right near the line, and foul ground. Ricky falls it untouched right near that sidewall down the right field side. Ball and 2 strikes to Hanley Ramirez. It's a debate to be had, and I know it's a hot topic among many about replay, but the umpires do a great job, and I can live with, and I think all of us should live with the fact that they get the call right an overwhelming majority of the time. And that's just how it is.
Well, it is, and they're only human too, so they will make some mistakes.
And the 1-2 pitch, Ramirez strikes out swinging. Big strikeout there. Last year's batting champion goes down swinging. And there's 1 down. Runners at the corners for Jorge Cantu. No score in the first inning.
Well, good fastball by Giovanni that was right down the middle of the plate, but had some zip on it. He had been throwing about 90, 91, and that zipped that one up to 93.
Jorge Cantu had one of the bigger hits last night in that 3-run Marlins 7th. That's from the right side, open stance, and the pitch. Check swing. He takes low, ball 1. Cantu is a pull hitter. In fact, he said after the game last night, he told Corey Hartpoint later on Tuesday night that his base hit, his bloop hit to right, maybe the first hit he's had all year to the right side.
Well, he's probably telling Corey that so he won't shade him any other way, so when he hits another bloop down the line, it'll fall in. But no, you're right. Cantu is a pull hitter. And, I'm going to tell you what, though. He has been awesome with runners in scoring position, hitting over 400.
That's 40 RBIs in the year. And the 1-0 pitch, a high, towering fly ball, shallow left. Braun in. And does he see it? Battling the twilight. Braun makes the catch. Coughlin will tag, and the throw home is not in time. And the Marlins have a 1-0 lead. Sac fly for Cantu, and the Marlins lead by 1 here in the first inning.
Now, Ryan Braun lost the ball in the twilight there, could not find it. So when he finally picked it up, he had to go back on the ball, and he couldn't set up to be able to come through the ball to make a throw home. Otherwise, he has a good chance of throwing Coughlin out at the plate.
Yeah, Braun caught that ball in shallow left. So the error comes back to hurt the Brewers here in the first inning as Coughlin scores. 1-0 Fish, 2 down. Sanchez remains at first, and the batter is Dan Uggla. Cantu is 41st RBI, 5th RBI of this series. As Gallardo missed outside, ball 1 to Uggla. This is a football stadium, so the lighting is not ideal for baseball. In fact, looking out behind Braun in left field, it is dark as Uggla takes outside, ball 2.
Well, and the one thing with the lights, especially being a football stadium, they try to, during baseball season, try to adjust some of the lights so it gives more coverage on the field.
One more year rather, here at Sun Life Stadium for the Marlins before they move into their brand new facility in 2012. Ball 3 inside Uggla. That's going to be a gorgeous facility. Opening up in 2012, air-conditioned, retractable roof. The side of the old Orange Bowl. Now the 3-0, a check swing foul. Uggla swinging 3-0. And fouled it back 3-1.
Well, he had a check swing on ball 4, actually up in the zone. But that new stadium is, 37,000-seat stadium over in Little Havana. It'd be nice.
It should do wonders for this team, for this fan base.
Yes.
Now the 3-1 pitch, popped up foul back behind the plate. I'm curious to see come 2012. I think that for free agents, it could be very inviting.
Well, it's a great area, a great city. The thing there, no matter people when they come here, they know they'll see a ball game. No rain delays.
Sanchez at first, 2 down. There he goes, and the 3-2 Uggla strikes out swinging, and the inning is over.
The run rating was
Unearned run for the Marlins on a hit, an error, and 1 left. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 1. Marlins 1, Brewers nothing.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
The Marlins get an unearned run off Giovanni Gallardo in the first inning, and now Casey McGee steps in, leads off the second, and swings and fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Casey McGee, his average now just below 300 for the season. McGee comes in at 299. Leg kick and the 0-1. Missed outside. The count is even.
Well, Casey's run into a little tough luck. Not swinging the bat extremely well right now.
And the 1-1 pitch. Line foul again. Back behind the plate. Davey 1-2.
And when you go through streaks like that, what happens? You'll get pitches to hit. Instead of putting them in play, you foul the ball off. And right there, he got a nice fastball, fouled it straight back. When he swings the bat good, he's right on that ball and drives it somewhere.
Still leads the National League in RBIs as McGee takes high 2-2. Let me refresh that statistic, though. He's now tied with Jorge Cantu, who drove in his 41st as McGee banks it foul again with that sac fly back in the first inning. So McGee and Cantu now tied 41 RBIs apiece, tops in the National League. Red hot hitting Corey Hart on deck, and then Carlos Gomez. Alstead delivers the 2-2, strike 3 call. McGee caught looking. That was a fastball at 91 miles per hour. That was his 2-seamer, and there's 1 down here in the second.
Well, not sure what Casey was looking for in that situation with 2 strikes, but it did catch a lot of part of the plate on the outer half.
How about this stretch for Corey Hart? 11 home runs his last 17 games. As he takes a strike. Slider from Volstead, 0-1. Has homered each of the first two days of this series. And the 0-1 breaking ball missed high. And that evens the count. 14 home runs. Leads the National League. Corey last year hit only 12 all year. And the 1-1, sky to right, shallow near the line. Ross in. And the right fielder gets there to make the squeeze near his right shoulder for out number 2.
Well, you know, last year nothing really went right for Corey, especially after the emergency appendectomy he had out in San Diego, and it just it was a tough year for him.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed for that great Pilsner taste. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. 1-0 Marlins. Bases empty, 2 down in the second. Escobar, I should say Gomez, showed bunt, and he took inside ball 1. That one nearly hit him.
Well, he caused himself to almost get hit because when he bunts, he likes to run and then try to bunt the ball, and that ball was inside.
Now the 1-0 did not show and took down low.
When it's inside, well, I'm sorry, Corey, but it was just funny because, I mean, it's almost like, I don't know if they would have given him the hit by pitch.
2-0, ball 3, sinking back inside to Carlos. Gomez at 258, 3 homers and 13. He takes a 3-0 strike, 3-1. Gomez did not play yesterday. Now the 3-1 pitch, strike 2 call. He was a step out of the box, thought that was low, ball 4.
Well, I agree with him. That ball was down below the zone, the knees, a little bit. Sometimes with umpires, if it's close, it's automatic.
The 3-2 pitch, a pop-up. Back is short, Ramirez out near the line. In fair territory has the catch. And the inning is over. Volstead has faced 6 and retired all 6. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, middle of the second. Marlins 1, Brewers nothing.
News Radio 620 WTMJ. Depend on it.
Ross, Paulino, and Maben to bat for the Fish here in the bottom of the second inning. Marlins 1, Brewers nothing. Cody Ross. And the big hit back on Monday afternoon. A 3-run homer off Chris Narveson. As Ross takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Ross is now hitting right around 300, 295 for the year. The leg kick and the 0-1 pitch dips down low, and that evens the count. It seems like many of these Marlin batters, Davey, are kind of peaking at the right time.
You know, good hitters, they always try to find a way to get better. And right now, you're right.
On the windup, the 1-1. Fly ball, shallow right center. Gomez racing over, and Carlos gets there. Stumbling and then hydroplaning in right center. Gomez made the catch. What great speed and range he has, one down.
Speed, speed, speed. And if it wasn't for that speed, that ball falls in. And was there any doubt he was going to hydroplane?
Look at that. Made the catch, kind of fell down, and left leg hit the grass first. He just skidded out to right field. Base is empty for Ronnie Paulino. He takes a fastball high. Ronnie Paulino, he's had a good series. 4 hits and 8 at-bats and 3 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch, a fly ball hit foul right field side. That'll reach the seats. And it's 1-1. Giovanni off the first base out of the rubber. Deals the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball down low. 2 balls and a strike. Cameron Maben on deck. Here's the 2-1 inside, ball 3. To Ronnie Paulino. 1-0 Marlins here in the second. Now the 3-1 pitch, a chopper left side. McGee has it near the bag, sets the feet, throws it across, and dug out by Prince for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Marlins lead by 1 in the second, and here's Cameron Maben. Hopefully, as this game moves along here tonight, the Brewers can take the lead and then tack on some insurance runs. And when they do, all insurance runs are sponsored by Badger Mutual. You can always count on your friends at Badger Mutual Insurance to make sure your auto, home, or business is properly protected. Badger Mutual Insurance, protecting people's dreams since 1887. Gallardo's 0-1 pitch to Maben. Fly ball hit to right. Hart going back. Corey will get there to make the catch. 1-2-3 second. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 2. Marlins 1. Brewers nothing.
Radio 620 WTMJ.
Scott Leeske from Oak Creek is our contestant tonight in our Lincoln Contractor Supply 3-bagger in the third sweepstakes. And Scott, this is how this works. If any Brewers player hits a triple in this third inning, you will win a pair of round-trip airline tickets courtesy of Frontier Airlines. Visit any Lincoln Contractor Supply and Fabco Rent store for details or enter online at jsosports.com. 1-0 Marlins now in the third. George Kataris leads off and takes a strike. And the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, bounce right side to his right. Ugla backhands from center field, throws low, dug out by Sanchez, 1 down. So Ugla showing some range, moving to his right. His throw beats Kataris, 1 down here in the third.
I was watching the Marlins batting practice, and before that they were having infield practice, and right there they were working on backhands and paid off for Ugla.
Here is Gallardo hitting 8th tonight. He takes a strike. Well, Davey, I don't know what's going on in baseball, but this perfect game stuff, I guess, is contagious this year because we might have another one tonight. As Giovanni looks down low, we've already had Dallas Braden with the A's throw a perfect game. Roy Halladay did it here over the weekend against the Marlins. And the 1-1 lifted foul. Back behind the screen, out of play. And it's 1-2. Now Armando Galarraga for the Tigers has a perfect game into the 8th inning.
Oh, my goodness.
Against the Indians. The 1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, so if that continues and he does it, that'll be the 4th one this year? Then Third. Braden, Halladay, and now if Galarraga does it, he would be the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch, ripped foul on the hands up along third. That's right. I got so carried away with Jimenez from Colorado.
Yeah, Jimenez had a no-hitter. Not a perfect game.
Not a perfect game, that's right.
In fact, Galarraga is now 3 outs away. So a perfect game for Armando Galarraga with the Tigers at Comerica Park tonight, 1-0 over the Indians. So we'll keep you posted on that on our Bank Mutual scoreboard. The 2-2, Giovanni just got hit on a pitch inside that got the Brewers pitcher and got the home plate umpire, Mike Riley, and both guys are in a lot of pain. Dan Wright immediately hustling out. Nothing in the third. Gallardo at first with a 1 away. Escobar hitting .250 for the year. Awaits the Volstead pitch. It's a fastball inside, ball 1. Now, when Halladay threw his perfect game, it was the first time since 1880 that there were 2 perfect games thrown in one season. Now the 1-0 swing and a miss. And it's even, 1 ball, 1 strike. I have no idea. And we'll try to have this for you if indeed Galarraga gets 3 more outs without walking a batter or anything like that. If that's ever been done. 3 perfect games in 1 year, let alone in the first 8 weeks of the season. Line drive speared by Volstead, and Gallardo's doubled off. Ball was smoked right up the middle, but Volstead, the pitcher, made the pick and threw back to first to get 2. The Brewers don't score, leave none. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 2.5. Marlins 1, Brewers nothing.
Covering Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and your world. News Radio 620 WTMJ. Depend on it.
Boy, just baseball news flying in by the second. If the potential perfect game from Armando Galarraga wasn't big enough, how about this? Moments ago in Seattle, Ken Griffey Jr. announced his retirement.
Boy, that is a surprise. But, you know, one thing, though, with Ken Griffey Jr., he's had an outstanding career and will surely go into the Hall of Fame. But things have gone downhill for him the last couple years.
Volstead leads off the Marlins third. Giovanni's pitch is a strike. Bad break for the Brewers there in the top of this third inning. Escobar smoked a line drive, but it was caught by the pitcher Volstead. And the 0-1 strike two call. And Volstead made the catch, quickly spun towards first and doubled off Giovanni to end the inning. From the windup, the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, ball one. Griffey, 40 years old, 630 career home runs.
Joy. You know, the last few years he's fought off injuries and just having bad years.
1-2, swing and a miss. Volstead down on strikes. Third punch out for Gallardo, and there's one down in the Marlins third. Mariners are taking on the Twins. Griffey, 40 years old. He calls it quits. And Galarraga, Armando Galarraga, 3 outs away from a perfect game against the Indians. Here's Chris Coghlan. He leads off. I should say he bats for the second time. And he takes a strike. Coghlan reached on an error by McGee back in the first. And the 0-1 line to center, base hit. In the left center field gap, Gomez picks it up, and Coghlan stops at first with a 1-out single. So he remains red hot in this series. That's his 7th hit in 11 at-bats.
Well, and you can, like I said earlier, what he's done, he's not trying to pull a ball anymore unless he has to, a ball inside. But right there is take the ball through the middle and the other way.
So Coghlan is on. That error charged to McGee again. It was a Marlins break on a sinking liner that McGee caught in the first inning. Gabby Sanchez takes a strike, but it was ruled a live ball. Chad Fairchild over third ruled that McGee trapped it. And on the replay, it clearly showed that McGee caught it. And Coghlan later in that first inning scored on a sac fly from Cantu. 1 out and 1 out. And the 0-1 is Sanchez. The pitch, strike two call. That fastball from Giovanni Gallardo, 92 miles per hour on a Roadrunner high-speed online radar gun. Sanchez single to right on an 0-2 pitch from Gallardo back in the first. From the stretch, deals 0-2, swinging a tapper out to second. Weeks has it, flips to Escobar, 1, no relay to first. As Sanchez can fly, and Coghlan came into second hard. No chance for Escobar Davy to make the turn there.
No, and Ricky charged the ball, and just as he was getting ready to flip it to Escobar, he slips, and he flips it while he's falling.
The field is wet. No standing water, at least on the infield, but I can see some perhaps on the warning track behind Ryan Braun in left, and I think behind Hart as well in right. 1-0 Marlins here in the third. Sanchez at first, and the fielder's choice here is Ramirez. He takes down low, ball one. Marlins could have added on a lot more in that first inning. Had runners at the corners, nobody out. As Gallardo had some big pitches, a couple of key strikeouts, and held the Marlins to only that 1 run. Now the 1-0 pitch. Little flare right side down the line. Hart over, landing foul. And that evens the count.
And Corey, I think if Ryan Braun picks up the ball right away off the bat of Cantu, then he really has a chance, I think, to throw Coghlan out at the plate. Unfortunately, he lost the ball, couldn't find it, couldn't get behind it to go through it and make a nice throw.
1 ball, 1 strike to Hanley Ramirez. Hitting .296 for the year. He struck out back in the first. And the 1-1 pitch, lifted foul, right side, and out of play. If the Brewers score 5 or more runs tonight, that 5th run is the George Webb's Burger Run. And that means you can get 6 burgers for $5 until midnight tomorrow at all George Webb restaurants. McGee really guarding that third base line, playing behind the bag, but maybe 5 feet off the chalk. The 1-2 pitch, just missed the outside corner. 2-2, that was a fastball from Gallardo at 94 miles per hour.
Giovanni seems nice and fresh, and he's got a lot of life in his arm, and his command's been very, very good.
He's thrown 42 pitches so far tonight. A strike away from ending this Marlins third. Instead, a check on Sanchez. The Marlins as a team don't run all that much. 24 steals for the team. You compare that to the Brewers, who have stolen 30. Now Ramirez steps out. Time is called. Hanley Ramirez in the box. He leads this team with 7 steals. Chris Coghlan second with 6. The 2-2 in the dirt, blocked by Kataris. That's ball 3. Now, speaking of catchers, Ken Maka announced before the game that Jonathan Lucroy is going to catch Chris Capuano tomorrow night. And Kataris, though, is going to catch Randy Wolf over the weekend in St. Louis. So a little change there. After Randy worked with Lucroy, the last 2 starts for the Brewers left-hander. And the payoff pitch bounced foul over the Brewers third base dugout. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Well, I wonder if Lucroy caught Capuano at all at AAA. I'm not sure.
The dates, I'd have to look up the dates from when Capuano was brought up to Nashville, and then when Lucroy
was here.
I imagine so. I want to say maybe one start. Just doing the math in my head. I want to say that it's likely that Lucroy caught Capuano maybe once. Again, the runner goes. The 3-2. He walked him. So a 2-out walk to Ramirez. Sanchez down to second. And this Marlins third continues for Jorge Cantu, with Florida on top 1-0. Now Galarraga, Ken Sommerfeld telling me that the Tigers right-hander is 2 outs away from a perfect game. Mark Grudzielanek, Wisconsin native, flied out for out number 1 there in the 9th at Comerica Park. Now Cantu, here's the pitch. Bouncing ball left side, base hit left field. Rounding third, heading home is Sanchez. Braun will not throw. 2-0 Marlins. Second RBI for Cantu, and now he takes over the National League RBI lead with 42 on the year.
Got a pitch that's right over the middle of the plate, and Jorge Cantu really hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position. Got a pitch, just drove it in the hole into left field.
It's always a sign to me, Davey, of a team that's playing well. When you get those 2-out hits with runners in scoring position. And now Ugla, as Giovanni missed inside, ball 1. Mike Redman has just bounced out. We're out number 2 at Comerica Park. So Galarraga is now 1 out away. 2 on, 2 out. 2-0 Marlins in the third. The pitch gets by Kataris, and that hit Mike Riley all the way to the backstop, and the runners each move up 90 feet. And let's see on the home plate umpire. That one got Riley again, and he's had a tough night physically, and it looked like perhaps Kataris and Gallardo were mixed up on that last pitch.
Well, I think they were. Got a little crossed up, and really just got a ball went off the glove and mask. Off Kotaris's glove and the mask of Mike Riley. Boy, he's not having a good night back there.
It's a pass ball charged to Kotaris. And now Giovanni wants George to go through the signs once again. Ramirez now at third, Cantu at second. 2-0 Marlins, 2 out in the third. And the pitch swung on and popped up back behind the plate. No chance for Kotaris as that one lands in the seats below. How do you like that? What just happened in Detroit, Jason Donald just singled with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The 2-1 down low, ball 3. And it was a bang-bang play at first, infield single. So Jason Donald breaks up the perfect game and the no-hit effort from Galarraga with 1 out to spare. How about that?
It just wasn't meant to be, but it was a bang-bang play as we watched it on the monitor.
Oh, big pitch right here, though. The 3-1, ball 4 to Uggla.
Well, this is one of the things what the Brewers pitching staff was having trouble with earlier in the year was the fact that you get 2 outs and not been able to close the door.
Second walk this inning for Gallardo. And here is Cody Ross. He had 3 grand slams last year with Cody Ross. Giovanni trying to end this third inning right here. Marlins have him loaded. The pitch, breaking ball, strike. 0-1. Ross flied out to center. And a nice running, sliding grab by Carlos Gomez back in the second. Deals the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Came right back off speed. And Gallardo is now ahead 0-2.
Well, Cody Ross was trying to go deep. Changed speeds on him and had him out in front.
Oh, 2 the count to Cody Ross. 2-0 Marlins here in the third. Bases loaded. The leg kick, the pitch. Strike 3 called. He got him. Giovanni came back with the heat at 93, and this inning is over. The Marlins get a run on 1 hit. Check that. 2 hits, a couple of walks, leave the maximum. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 3. Our new score, Marlins 2, Brewers nothing. Marlins 2, Brewers nothing here in the fourth. It'll be Weeks, Braun, and Fielder to see right-hander Chris Volstead, and the pitch to Ricky, a swing and a roller foul. Back behind the plate, 0-1. Now, folks, we had a chance in between innings to take a look at that questionable infield single up in Detroit where Armando Galarraga was 1 out away from a perfect game. And Jim Joyce, the first base umpire, missed the call. Now the 0-2. Ricky strikes out swinging. And there's 1 down. And nope. Now Ryan Braun here in the 4th inning. He takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Braun. 2-0 Marlins. Here in the 4th inning, Braun struck out looking. Back in the first. Fielder on deck. The leg kick and the 1-1. Upstairs, ball 2. Now Volstead's 2-1 to Braun. A swing and a bouncing ball to short, bent through into left field as Hanley Ramirez went to his right. Tried to make a backhanded pick, but never got the glove down in the grass. So Braun is out here in the fourth. One down for Prince.
Well, it almost looked like Hanley Ramirez had trouble going down to get the ball. Never got his glove down there, and the ball just skipped right by him. Could have been with the wet grass and dirt.
So now Fielder with Braun aboard, and the pitch to Prince is a strike. 0-1 the count. Fielder flied out to left. Back in the first. One swing of the bat ties this game. Throw to first, and Braun is back in. Well, folks, 7 or more runs in any inning tonight from the Brewers is a Menards big inning. And that will make Gary Lemberger from Reedsville the winner of a $1,000 Menards gift card. Visit any Wisconsin Menards store for entry forms and contest information. The 0-1 cracked in the air deep to left. Going back is Coghlan. Looks up. That ball is off the wall. Braun to third. He will stop as Fielder has a long single off that barrier in left center. If not for that high fence, that ball is clearly gone as Prince put a big swing on that pitch from Volstad. And the Brewers have runners at the corners, trailing by 2 here in the fourth inning.
Well, Prince got a fastball away and stayed right there with it. And I think he was just watching it too long and should have been on second base.
Chris Coghlan played the carom well. Well, the Brewers have runners at the corners for McGee. First scoring chance for the Crew tonight. Trailing by 2 in the fourth. Volstad to McGee. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted foul to right. Twisting out of play. And it's 0-1.
Well, you know, I said Prince should have been on second base, but when I looked at the replay and I saw how he did feel that ball off the wall, he played the carom outstanding.
Almost like he barehanded.
Yes.
The ball right off the wall did Coghlan. Now the 0-1 pitch, a bouncing ball to third, backing up, gloving Cantu, second one, relay to first is not in time, and Braun did not come home. So Fielder out at second. McGee beat the relay throw, but Davey, once Cantu makes the pick and goes to second, Braun's got to score, right?
Well, here's the thing, he certainly does. Here's my thought on this. Yes, we're down 2-0. Well, okay. Ball hit, double play ball. The runner at third has to take off. Now, if they want to elect to throw home to get the runner, well, it's 1 out. Fortunately, Casey got down the line, but I thought Bronny should have taken off right away.
So McGee now ties Cantu. National League RBI lead. McGee with his 42nd. And here is Hart. He takes down low for a ball. It looked like Braun, once he saw Cantu turn towards second and make the throw, Braun started towards home, then stopped down that third base line.
Well, once he stopped, he had no chance to score.
Now the 1-0 pitch, and that one pops away, and Paulino can't find it for a moment, but does not trickle all that far, just behind. The catcher still rolling on the dirt behind the plate. That's ball 2. Braun remains at third. No advance either by McGee at first. Let me correct myself. I said that McGee got the RBI, but no runs scored. So no RBI, just a fielder's choice for McGee.
Well, he should have gotten an RBI.
2-0 the count to Hart. And the pitch to Corey is down low, ball 3.
So Corey right here is going to sit fastball from Volstad.
You bet he's got the green light. And the 3-0 pitch, he takes ball 4 low. So they're loaded for Gomez. First walk issued by Volstead is 24th on the year. A base hit could tie this game. Righty against righty. The leg kick and the pitch down low, blocked skillfully by Paulino. Ball one.
Right now, Volstead is having problems finding the strike zone. Now, Carlos has to be nice and disciplined right here. Sit on fastball. Look for a fastball.
Bases are loaded here in the fourth, and the 1-0 pitch. High ball two. Now Paulino going out, and while the catcher visits with his pitcher, we step out. 10 seconds for station ID on the Brewers Radio Network.
This is your news, weather, and traffic station, and the home of the Packers, Brewers, Badgers, and Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Carlos Gomez popped out to short his first at bat. Now 1 for 6 in the series. Braun at third, McGee at second, Hart at first. 2-0 Marlins here in the fourth inning. 2 outs. And the 2-0 pitch to Gomez. Outside again, ball 3. And you know he is taking all the way here. This will be pitch number 56 for Volstead. The sign from Paulino and the 3-0 strike call. Does he take one more time?
No, he's not taking here. If I'm Carlos, I'm still looking fastball. Just try to drive it. Don't try to hit it out of the yard. Just try to hit the ball hard.
From the stretch, 3-1 the count, 2 outs in the fourth. Here's the pitch. He takes a strike. Took the exact same pitch. And the fastball, that was 93.
Well, I tell you what, I'd have been hacking. No, I'd have been taking. The type of hitter I am.
Now it's full. The runners go. The 3-2 pitch, line foul to right, slicing to the seats and landing out of play. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Glove by Cantu. Fires to first, and he got it. The third baseman, Cantu, throws out Gomez. And the Brewers don't score and leave 3. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. Middle of the fourth. It remains 2-0 Marlins. Paulino leads off the Marlins' fourth. 2-0 Fish. Paulino bounced out to McGee his first time up. And the next pitch from Gallardo missed with a breaking ball, and that evens the count. Well, a bit later on tonight, Davey and I will take a look at our U.S. Cellular text the booth, text of the ball game. Now the 1-1 pitch, a check swing. Bender missed down low, 2-1. Info. Now the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a pop-up. Shallow right, Weeks out. The second baseman, the call. On the outfield grass, makes the catch, and there's one down. And here is Cameron Maben. Speaking of tickets at Miller Park, on the next homestand, should be a good one. The Cubs and Rangers come to town for 6 beginning Tuesday night. And there are some good seats still available for the upcoming series against the Cubs. The pitch, chopped to short. Escobar in, gloves near second, throws across, and there's 2 down. 2-0 Marlins here in the fourth. And the batter is Volstead.
Well, and the fans, of course, come out for the Cubbies. But you get a good look at the Texas Rangers and that offensive ball club they have, and a much improved pitching staff.
Good seats available for that Cubs series, as Davey mentioned, especially games 1 and 2. So Tuesday night and Wednesday night. It's a day game on Thursday, but for ticket information, go to the team website, Brewers.com, or call the ticket office. As Volstead swings and misses, he's behind 0-2. Last week that schools are still in session, so now's your chance. Always fun when the Brewers take on the Cubs. 3-game series begins on Tuesday. A swing and a pop-up. Shallow right down the line. Weeks calls off fielder and makes the catch in foul ground. Ricky kind of reaching down near his left hip. Made the play, and Gallardo comes back with a 1-2-3-4. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 4. Marlins 2. Brewers 0. Now, golfers and I-43 drivers, this one's for you. Work will begin this month on an interchange to serve Whistling Straits for the upcoming PGA Championship. For details, see Thursday's Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Is that not just a beautiful part of our country? Up there in Kohler?
Oh, yeah, Kohler, Sheboygan. And what a beautiful golf course. I've played Whistling Straits there a few times. And
you brag about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Keep bragging. That's good.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Now your golf tournament's coming up.
Yeah, Monday.
George Kataris takes outside ball 1. That's being held nearby. Not at Whistling Straits, but at Black Wolf Run.
Black Wolf Run.
Gorgeous.
And it's a nice turnout.
3-2, ball 4 to Kataris. A leadoff walk here in the 5th. Second walk issued by Volstead here tonight. And here is Gallardo looking down at Brad Fisher, getting some signs. Let's see if he is bunting. On the 1-0 again, Giovanni showed. He took it back, but that was a strike, 1-1.
And I constantly see him wiping his arms off, as the sweat just draining down. I know some pitchers would rather wear long sleeves to contain the sweat as it rolls down your arms.
And Jeff Suppan. He's someone that wears that long sleeve undershirt, regardless if it's 40 degrees or 90 degrees. Gallardo bunts. It is a foul ball. Gloved at home plate in foul territory by the catcher Paulino. And now it's 1-2.
One of the difficult things as both Sanchez at first and Cantu at third are charging down and right down on top of Giovanni, and sometimes it's tough. You shouldn't bunt into coverage there because it would take an almost perfect bunt to advance the runner.
Kataris at first, nobody out. Again, he shows bunt. It's in the air, landing foul. And Giovanni is out on strikes. And in the last homestand, we saw the Brewers starting pitchers come out early, working with Brad Fisher and Dale Swaim, and Marcus Hanel was throwing DP, and that was something that was quite concerning for Ken Maka during the last homestand. The Brewers just have not been able to, at least the pitchers, get those important key bunts down.
And they are important, too. Anytime you don't sacrifice a guy, he can really come back and haunt you.
2-0 Marlins here in the 5th. Kataris remains at first, and here's Escobar. Lined out sharply to Volstead his first time up. He takes down low for a ball. Escobar again with those blue socks pulled up just below the knee. The runner goes. The pitch inside. Throw to second. Not in time. Kataris stole that one more off Volstead than Paulino. George got a great jump. He's at second. 1 out. And Escobar has a 2-0 count.
Well, it was a nice jump on Kataris' part as Paulino threw from his knees and threw a strike down to second base. But Volstead is very slow to the plate.
Second steal. Yeah, second steal for Kataris. So he's now in scoring position. Escobar has a good count. And the 2-0 from Volstead. A bouncing ball to short. Kataris goes to third. The throw there is in time. Kataris thrown out and perhaps spiked Cantu while sliding in feet first. The ball right in front. So Kataris makes a base running mistake. Escobar safe on the fielder's choice.
Well, he just finished stealing a base, and anytime the gold and rule of thumb is when the ball's hit and it's hit right in front of you, you can't advance. And Ramirez did the right thing, as it was an easy out.
6-5 of the putout. And then we're looking at the replay. It wasn't so much that Kataris got the spikes into Cantu, more like George's knee. Maybe his right knee kind of pinned up against Cantu's foot. His back right foot finding that bag kind of awkwardly. That collision between Kataris' knee and the right foot of Cantu.
And Cantu's foot was just between the bag and Kataris, and that bag wasn't going to move.
So now 2 outs. Escobar is aboard. Here is Ricky. 2-0 Marlins in the 5th. Escobar runs. The pitch is popped up foul, first base side. Over is Sanchez, and the first baseman has no play.
Boy, sometimes you like to see a batter take a pitch, but there was a ball that was a fastball from Volstead up in the zone, and Ricky fouled it off. Another great jump.
Weeks is 0 for 2. He's bounced out and struck out. Two nothing Marlins. Volstead the sign from Paulino. And now delivers the 0-1 pitch. A bouncer to short. Ramirez to his right, flips to second for the force, and that ends the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 4 1/2. Marlins 2, Brewers nothing.
The news and information you need to know. 5 to 8:30 on News Radio 620 WTMJ. Depend on it.
Well, folks, the boys of summer are in full swing, and so are the brats of summer. Look for Usinger's Mr. Baseball's Brats online at MrBaseballsBrats.com or at Sendik's Food Markets. Coarsely ground and perfectly seasoned Mr. Baseball's Brats are always a hit. Coughlin leads off the Marlins 5th. He takes a ball. Marlins lead 2-0. And Gallardo's next pitch is over for a strike, and that evens the count. Gallardo walks Coughlin as he missed down and in on a 3-2 pitch. So a leadoff walk in the Florida 5th. The Marlins leading by 2. Here is Gabby Sanchez. Sanchez is the first baseman for now here in Florida, but they have a prospect, maybe their best position prospect, coming up soon. His name is Logan Morrison, and he is the first baseman of the future. I'm not sure where that leaves Sanchez moving forward, because this is pretty much his only spot, and is over at first base. But the Marlins are really high on Morrison. Righty against righty. The pitch to Sanchez. Down low for a ball.
Well, I think Sanchez is probably in a good position because, if he continues to swing the bat well and play well over the next year or two, and till Morrison is ready,
Check out the first base runner, Chris Coughlin. He slides back in.
And all he does is increase his value.
Hanley Ramirez on deck. Sanchez has singled, reaching a fielder's choice, and scored a run. The runner goes. The pitch lifted foul right above the head of Ramirez in the on-deck circle. Landing on that screen right near the all-star shortstop.
Well, the hit and run was on, and there was a pitch right in on the fist of Sanchez, and he tried to bring the bat in and try to make contact. Well, they tell you, on a hit and run, you've got to put the ball in play somewhere, and sometimes they don't always throw a ball down the middle for you.
Now the 1-1 pitch popped up. Shallow center. Gomez in. The center fielder calls off Escobar, and Hart makes the call and the catch. And there's out number 1. On our Bank Mutual scoreboard, Dodgers won again. Beat Arizona in 14 today. 1-0 the final. And Arizona now 14 below 500. And the Dodgers swept that series. Back-to-back walk-off wins for L.A. the first 2 days. And today they went in 14. It's down low to Ramirez, ball 1. How about the Braves? The Braves just keep on winning. They swept the series over the Phillies 2-1 in Atlanta. And the Braves now lead the Phillies by 2.5 games.
Boy, I tell you what, they have just played outstanding, and it's been with good pitching and timely hitting.
Braves have won their last 8. And the 1-0 to Ramirez inside and low. That's ball 2. Ramirez has walked and struck out. Other games, Cardinals lead the Reds 1-0 now in the 5th. The Brewers will not see Chris Carpenter in the upcoming weekend series in St. Louis. Carpenter is pitching tonight. However, the Brewers will see Adam Wainwright on Friday night. And the 2-0 breaking ball. Ramirez takes all the way, and it's a strike. Now, Ramirez that time held the bat casually on his right shoulder. He's a slugger, sitting 2-0. And he was thinking fastball, got a breaking ball, but he was taking all the way.
Yeah.
On a 2-0 pitch. Your number 3 hitter. And the 2-1. Ramirez checks and takes down low, ball 3.
Well, let's see what he's going to do here. I mean, that 2-0, and you're the number 3 hitter, man. You're
hitting.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting fastball, man. You got a chance to, hit a ball out of the yard or drive it somewhere. And he didn't even, he just had his bat on his shoulder.
Got to be careful here. 3-1. Cantu on deck. Coughlin at first and the pitch. A fly ball hit to right. Corey Hart going back. Withrow makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down, 2-0 Marlins here in the 5th. After that leadoff walk to Coughlin, he remains over at first, and the batter is Cantu. Cantu a couple RBIs here tonight as he lifts one foul out of play back behind the plate. Sac fly back in the first and an RBI single with 2 outs to left. And scored Sanchez from second base back in the Marlins 3rd. The runner goes the 2-2. Ball 3. Throw to second. Close play. Not in time as Ricky could not handle the throw from Coughlin, who was sliding in head first. And both guys kind of pat each other on the back and want to say they're all right. Looked like a good throw from Kataris, but Coughlin able to beat Kataris' throw barely, and the ball just got off the glove of Weeks.
Yeah, it was. It kind of tailed just a hair, but if Ricky holds on to that ball, Coughlin's out.
7th steal for Coughlin. He is now tied with Hanley Ramirez for the team lead. 3-2 the count to Cantu. 2-0 Marlins here in the 5th. Now the payoff to Cantu. He walked him. Missed inside. So a 2-out walk to the Marlins third baseman. 2 on, 2 out for Ugla. The Braves too, the Braves are winning. And I don't think that Kenshin Kawakami has won a game. I want to say he's 0-7. Is he maybe 0-8 now? And Jair Jurgens, he's been injured. And yet they're winning games without 2 of their starters either not performing or on the disabled list. As Ugla checked his swing, did he go? He did. Strike called. Eric Cooper said he went around over at first. 0-1 the count. Good breaking ball from Gallardo. Ugla's walked and struck out. 2 on, 2 out in the fifth, and the 0-1 pitch. Inside and low. That evens the count. Mike Riley is the home plate umpire tonight, and delayed on some of my calls because Mike, for some reason, is hiding his calls. That's hard to see from here. From the stretch, Gallardo deals the 1-1 pitch, rolled foul up along third. Marlins got a run in the first on a Cantu sac fly. And tacked on in the third on a Cantu 2-out RBI single to left. One and 2 the count to Ugla. 2-0 Marlins here in the fifth. And Gallardo's pitch inside at the shins. 2-2 to Ugla. 2-out Marlins fifth. And the payoff pitch, a swing at a high fly ball, shallow left. Playable for Braun. He comes in. And Braun, the call, the catch, and the inning is over. No walks, I should say no runs, 2 walks, 2 left. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 5. It remains 2-0 Fish. Corey, Davey, and Kent back with you from Sun Life Stadium here in South Florida. Marlins lead 2-0. Let's see if the Brewers can get going here in the sixth against Marlins right-hander Chris Volstad. Ryan Braun leads off, then Fielder, then McGee. The leg kick and the pitch to Braun. A swing and a chopper back to the mound. On 2 hops, Volstad gloves and throws, and Braun is out number 1. I'm surprised that Volstad waited for that ball to bounce a second time. But he made the play, and there's 1 down. 6th inning, which means it's the home run inning, brought to you by Ram Truck. This month, get 0% financing for 60 months or save up to $6,000 on Ram, depending on model. See dealer for details. Base is empty, 1 down for Prince. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He takes inside ball 1. And tonight's contestant is John Bulow from Wapaka. And John, this is how this works. You have a chance to win $100 if the Brewers belt a home run in the 6th inning. And just for being selected, you now qualify to win a brand new Dodge Challenger at season's end. To register for your chance to win, go to WisconsinLovesDodge.com. And the 1-1 pitch inside, ball 2 to Prince. Rather inside corner. Again, Mike Riley. Little help. Little help. Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2-2.
Oh, he does hide that strike, though. Man, you can't see that arm.
It's like a quick flinch right in front of his chest. The 2-2, Fielder swings. It's a high fly ball, playable, shallow right center, may have been in. And a call off Ross, and he's got it for out number 2. Two up, 2 down to the Brewers 6, 2-0 Marlins, and the batter is Casey McGee. It was 0 for 2. Casey has struck out and reaching a fielder's choice his last time up in the 4th. McGee a check swing. Did he go? He appealed to first, and he did. 0-1 the count to McGee. Now the 0-1 pitch, line to left, a base hit. Not a hanging breaking ball from Volstad, so McGee is now 1 for 3. And the Brewers have a base runner with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And Corey Hart steps in.
Number 57, Taylor Tankersley, moving up to the Marlins pen.
Left-hander Taylor Tankersley is up and throwing in the Marlins pen. Chris Volstad, his very first start, very first appearance against the Brewers, has 5 2/3 scoreless innings so far tonight.
You know, and he's been averaging a little over 6 innings a start. Does have 1 complete game, pitched 9 innings, but most of the time he's 6 1/3 innings.
Now the leg kick and the 0-1 pitch. Missed outside. And that evens the count at 1-1. One swing of the bat from Corey ties this game up at 2. Warm and sticky night here in Miami that began a little late. Rain delay of 51 minutes. We'll this one up for a little bit. The 1-1 down low, blocked by Paulino. No advance from McGee. 2-1 the count. We'll get the attendance figure here soon. They announced 11,000 last night. They had 10,000 back on Monday afternoon. The 2-1 pitch gets by Paulino. McGee to second. Paulino's throw is not in time, as that play was a lot closer than I thought it would be, as the ball got by Paulino, kicked off the backstop, but right back to the Marlins catcher, who made a quick catch, quick spin, and a good throw, but the ball just landed right back to him when it caromed off the backstop behind the plate.
But when the ball on wild pitches, boy, if the ball goes back there, something's as hard back there as no cushion, and it does just carom right back. Wild
pitch advances McGee down to second. Hart's got a good count. Now the 3-1 pitch. He takes a strike. A slider from Volstad at 84 miles per hour.
You know, no doubt Corey was sitting fastball right there, looking for something to drive. Now he's got to just look ball.
Gomez on deck, 2 outs. McGee at second, and a 3-2 pitch, breaking ball. Hart swings and rolls it foul. He stays alive. Mentioned Hart's 11 home runs his last 17 games. Also 23 of his 35 RBIs during that same span. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 outside. Second walk for Hart tonight. And again, Gomez has a chance. With runners on, he bounced out to third, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 4th. Here comes Randy St. Clair for a quick trip to the mound, Marlins pitching coach. And while they discuss strategy on Gomez, we received word today that the Brewers still rank among the leaders in the latest balloting results for the upcoming All-Star game. Ryan Braun continues to lead the National League outfielders as the leading vote getter at his position. And Ryan Braun already has 693,000 votes. He is the top outfielder right now, and the 3rd most votes of any position in the National League. Only trailing Pujols and Utley at first and second, but congratulations to all the great Brewers fans. And keep on voting. Vote early, vote often, vote now. Bouncing ball, wrapped foul up along third from Gomez, 0-1. Casey McGee still third among National League third basemen behind Polanco and Wright. Fielder third among first basemen, trailing the aforementioned Pujols and Ryan Howard. How about Ricky Weeks, second among National League second basemen right now. He trails only Chase Utley. But again, folks, keep on voting. You can do so at the ballpark or do it anytime online, Brewers.com. Two on, 2 out, 6th inning, 2-0 Marlins. And the 0-1 to Gomez, a swing and a line drive to left. That's a base hit. McGee to third, being sent home. Coughlin's throw to the plate is on line, gets by Paulino, and McGee scores. Gomez to second, Hart takes third. Brewers on the board, trailing 2-1 here in the 6th.
Good job by Carlos Gomez. And good job by Brad Fisher, third base coach, waving Casey McGee all the way. There certainly was going to be a play at the plate, and Coughlin's throw really kind of short-hopped Paulino, and he just could not handle it as it got by him.
McGee scored standing up. That's all for Volstead. Freddie Gonzalez out, and he makes a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. U.S. Cellular, for the Marlins is left-hander Taylor Tankersley. Now they missed all of the 2009 season and due to a stress fracture in his left elbow. Began the year at AAA New Orleans as George Kataris bats here in the 6th and takes a breaking ball inside for a ball. Marlins lead by 1-2-1, but the Brewers are threatening. Already a run in. Hart at third, Gomez at second. And Kataris trying to deliver. A leg kick and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is a strike. That evens the count. On the previous play, give Gomez an RBI single, and he takes second on the throw home. Gomez's 14th RBI. Base hit could give the Brewers the lead. Now the 1-1, a swing and a drive foul. And it's 1-2. Marlins have a right-hander up and throwing in their pen. Can't make him out just yet. Gallardo is on deck, and then Escobar. First, Kataris needs to reach. And the 1-2 pitch upstairs. Ball 2. That is right-hander Tim Wood throwing for Florida. Gallardo is at 89 pitches, and Ken Maka told us on our Jockey pregame show that likely wouldn't go past 110 tonight. Two on, 2 out, 2-1 fish in the 6th, and the pitch to Kataris, a chopper foul off his foot. Rolling right side, we'll do it again, 2-2.
Well, if he's going to hold true to the 110, this would probably be, the 7th would be his last inning. Oops, 6. There we go.
Hart at third, Gomez at second. 2-1 Marlins here in the 6th inning. Tankersley to Kataris. Again, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Kataris strikes out, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get on the board. A run on 2 hits, a walk, 2 left. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 5.5. Our new score, Marlins 2, Brewers 1.
Station News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Keep an eye on the Brewers bullpen here in the last of the 6th inning. Now a 1-run Marlins lead as the Brewers got a run back in the 6th. 2-1 Fish. A swing at a soft fly shallow left off the bat of Ross. Braun in, and he converges with Gomez in left center, but Braun makes the play, and there's one down. Cody Ross now 0 for 3 as he flies out to left. And here's Ronnie Paulino.
Anything in the air, Carlos Gomez, he believes he can go get it and catch it.
Paulino is 0 for 2. He's popped down and bounced to third as he takes, let's see, what was that? A strike. Thank you, Mike. From the windup and now the 0-1 pitch, a fly ball, shallow right down the line, hard in near the Marlins pen. Withroom makes the catch in foul territory. We're out number 2. So far, Gallardo has only thrown 4 pitches.
Yeah. If he throws 1 pitch here, then I'll say, yeah, the 7th. That's one of the things, too, that he's done so well is to get some early outs in early counts.
And the pitch to is a strike, 0-1 to the young Marlins center fielder. He's lined out and bounced out to short. Hit an inside the park home run back on Monday. And the 0-1 really fooled on that breaking ball. It's 0-2. Maben came to the Marlins in that Miguel Cabrera, Dontrell Willis multiplayer deal a couple years back. The Marlins and the Tigers swapping players and prospects. And of course, Dontrell Willis, as we told you last night, now in Arizona. Now traded from Detroit to the Diamondbacks for Billy Buckner. The 0-2 inside ball 1. Buckner is a right-handed pitcher. And Willis is going to start. He has a set position in that Arizona rotation. 1-2 inside and low at the ankles of Maben. 2-2.
What does that tell you about the Diamondbacks rotation?
Yeah. And still no Brandon Webb. And who knows? And the 2-2 pitch. A bouncer left side. McGee charging. Picks on the short hop. Throws across. And Giovanni has a very quick 1-2-3 6th inning. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's on to the 7th with the score Marlins 2, Brewers 1.
TMJ.
Fans, elect your favorite Brewers to the 2010 All-Star team. Vote early, vote often, and vote Brewers now through July 1st at Brewers.com.
Taylor Takersley, left-hander, remains on the mound for the Marlins here in the 7th. It'll be Gallardo, Escobar, and Weeks, so Giovanni will bat for himself. Marlins lead 2-1, and the pitch to Yo is outside, ball 1. Gallardo is now at 97 pitches, and he looked very sharp. In the 6th, we'll keep an eye on the Brewers bullpen here in the 7th. First, the 1-0 pitch to Gallardo. A swing and a high fly ball hit well deep to left. Coughlin going back. Warning track near the wall. Looks up. That ball is gone. Gallardo ties the game with one swing. Second homer this year, number 6 in his career, and we're even 2-2 in Miami.
Giovanni got a high fastball from Tankersley and deposited in the seats, and boy, he's getting some high fives in the dugout and big smiles.
Home run for Gallardo. And now Freddie Gonzalez is on his way out, and he wants to make a change. The U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen has been made. U.S. Cellular, the exclusive wireless provider of the... Jorge Sosa, who was the winning pitcher for the Fish back on Monday, is now throwing. He is a right-hander. It's a double switch. Brett Carroll is now hitting ninth. And Carroll is in right and move Cody Ross from right to center. Here's Escobar. He looks at a strike from Sosa. 0-1. Game tied 2-2. Gallardo, his second homer of the year, number 6 in his career. And we're back even 2-2. And the 0-1. Sosa missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. A Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run for Gallardo. You can follow all the leaders at Brewers.com/home runs. Now the 1-1 swing and a miss and a sweeping slider. And it's 1-2. Interesting in the game notes tonight, the Marlins made note of the fact that their bullpen had gone a club record 22 straight games without allowing a home run. Their bullpen. And the 1-2, good eye. Escobar looks at ball 2 outside, but that is now history as Gallardo homers off Tankersley here in the 7th inning tonight. That's good work by your pen, though.
Oh, it certainly is. Their bullpen has been pretty doggone good.
22 straight games without a home run until tonight. The 2-2, little soft pop-up, right side playable. Ugla in shallow right has it. And the second baseman makes the squeeze, and there is out number 1.
Yeah, you start putting notes like that in there, and you throw a hex on your bullpen.
Let's take a look at tonight's injury report, sponsored by Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. The Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital is the premier destination for orthopedic care in the Midwest. And for more information, visit mymosh.com. Some good news on Doug Davis, as the Brewers left-hander, folks, is feeling better. He, in fact, is with the team on this trip. Look out, Ricky takes high and in ball 1. And that scare during the last homestand with that heart condition he's been battling for the last few weeks. Inflammation of the lining around the heart is why Davis is on the disabled list, but he has started a throwing program again, and he's going to have another checkup on Monday, and then he should know more, and they'll kind of map out a schedule from there.
Well, that's right, and Doug is feeling very upbeat about it.
The leg kick and the 2-0 to Ricky. A swing and a pop-up foul. Right side out of play, 2-1. Give me a station break after this at bat from Weeks. Braun on deck. Base is empty. 1 out in the 7th. Game tied 2-2. Sosa, the sign from Paulino. From the windup and the 2-1 swing and a miss. That was a high fastball at 95 that got by the swing of Ricky. 2-2.
Well, Sosa does not mess around. He just comes right at you with his fastball. Ricky just has to lower his sights a little bit, not swing at anything up and out of the zone.
Weeks 0 for 3 tonight. The 2-2 looks outside, ball 3. Braun on deck. Sosa, and the 3-2 pitch. Ricky fouls it back. He stays alive, and we'll do it again. And the 3-2 pitch, strike 3 call. There's a slider tailing back inside. Ricky strikes out for the second time tonight, 2 down. And here's Ryan Braun with the game tied 2-2 in the 7th. I was talking, before we get to that, though, 10 seconds first for Station ID on the Brewers Radio Network.
This is your news, weather, and traffic station, and the home of the Packers, Brewers, Badgers, and Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Now Braun, who is 1 for 3, he's struck out and bounced out, sandwiched between a fourth-inning single. And he hits one foul, 0-1. I was talking earlier about Ryan Braun and where he stands in the All-Star balloting so far. And one of the highlights for the Vote Brewers campaign, this is great, is an opportunity for fans at Brewers.com. Fans voting the maximum number of times will automatically be entered into a drawing to win a night in Ryan Braun's suite at Miller Park, complete with meet and greet with Braun before the game. How about that? The 0-1 is down low and the count is even. And more information and rules may be found at Brewers.com. Additionally, fans voting 25 times online will unlock a special code good for discounted tickets to select games at Miller Park.
Can I borrow your computer?
The 1-1 bouncing ball hit foul. Right past Eddie Cedar down the first base side. 1-2 again. All the information and a chance to spend a night in Ryan Braun's suite at Miller Park on Brewers.com. Just keep on voting for Braun and the rest of the crew for the upcoming All-Star game in Anaheim. Two-two, seventh inning. Bases empty, 2 down. Righty against righty, and the 1-2 to Braun. A chopper over the mound near second. Ugla is there. The second baseman throws to first, and the inning is over. But the Brewers tie it on the home run from Gallardo. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. We stretch in Miami. Our new score, Brewers 2, Marlins 2.
Even though today's more
Brett Carroll, who came on as part of a double switch, is now in right field. He is hitting ninth, and he leads off. The Marlins seventh, game tie 2-2. And the 1-0 pitch from Gallardo is down and away. And it's 2-0. Carlos Villanueva is throwing in the bullpen. Todd Coffey still can't go here tonight. Still bothered by that right thumb he injured while swinging the bat over the weekend against the Mets. He bounced out to third. And the 2-0 pitch, lifted foul, out of play, landing just below our booth. And it was 2-1.
Well, if you ever swung a bat and got jammed, and believe me, I've gotten jammed in my day, it hurts. And sometimes it tears up your thumb.
Now the 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2. Pitch number 101. For Gallardo. Brett Carroll hits from the right side. Now the 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul back. And we'll do it again. Coughlin on deck, and then Sanchez. First, the 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go on a breaking ball? The appeal, he did not. He held up. It's ball 3. Carroll began the year on the disabled list with a left oblique strain. He returned in mid-April. His May 20 starts on his 27th game. The 3-2 pitch popped him up. Right side playable. Weeks, fielder on the infield dirt. Right side. Weeks has it. 1 down. And here's Coughlin. Take a look at our U.S. Cellular text the booth. Text of the ball game. It comes from Bob and Racine, and Bob is asking about Mark Rogers. And, of course, Rogers, the former first-round pick by the Brewers back in 2004, was the 5th overall selection Back in the 04 first-year player draft, a guy that just has run into some tough luck. Some injuries has really hurt his progress, but was at camp this year and throwing the ball well this year at AA Huntsville. Recently got brought up to AAA Nashville. And the 1-0 pitch is outside. And I was talking with Doug Melvin about Rogers in the dugout before the game, and with all the call-ups we've seen from Nashville, is Rogers on the Brewers' radar? And Doug told me not yet. Now the 2-0 pitch, little flare down the left field line, slicing, trouble. That's a fair ball, base hit, and this will be a double for Coghlan. Well, he just wears out that left field line on slicing fly balls that just stay fair by inches.
Well, he's been staying inside the ball and trying to hit the ball that way, and I'm going to tell you, ever since he started doing that, his average is starting to come up, and he's getting a bunch of hits.
So he is at second for Gabby Sanchez. Game tied 2-2 here in the 7th with 1 out. And Rogers, again, he's now at Nashville, but Doug told me he's only going to make 1 start. He kind of moved up there to take Cameron Lowe's spot. But then likely, barring, something happening, either, an outstanding performance from Rogers or an injury to somebody else, I guess the plan is for Rogers to go back down to AA after that 1 start with the Sounds. But he's consistent. And in 9 starts at AA Huntsville this year, Rogers has 1-2 drop 4. ERA is not bad at 3.6. And he's worked a total of 40 innings on the year. So it's good news that Mark is back and throwing on a consistent basis with all the injuries he's had. But at least for now, he's not in the Brewers' plans as far as the immediate future looks.
Right.
He may down the line, but at least for now, it won't be Rogers.
And nor should he be, because I think he's got to go out and, just pitch a full season and stay healthy, because he certainly has a good arm.
Now the 2-0 to Sanchez. A swing and a fly ball hit to right in the corner, hard over near the bullpen. That ball is going to land foul and out of play. So it's a great story. A guy that just continues to battle, like the guy we'll see tomorrow night in Chris Capuano. Rogers refuses to end his baseball career. He keeps on fighting, and perhaps his chance will come.
Yep.
You never know.
I certainly hope so. The Brewers have had some tough luck with some of their top pitchers with injuries, and Mark Rogers was certainly a young man that I saw throw when the Brewers signed him and said, man, this guy may be a can't-miss product.
And the 2-1 breaking ball strike, 2-2. It's hard to believe Rogers, he's only 24 years old, so he's got plenty of good years still in front of him. Coghlan at second. 2-2 game here in the 7th. Now the 2-2 to Sanchez. Here it comes. Swinging a pop-up. Right side. Might be playable. Hard over. Near the line with room. Makes the catch in foul ground. For out number 2. Coghlan remains at second.
Well, Giovanni is at 112 pitches, but you know what? He still has good life. Threw a good 93-mile-an-hour fastball up and in that popped Sanchez up. So he's still got some good giddy-up on his fastball.
Now Ramirez. Marlins shortstop is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's 2 for 10 in the series, but has scored 3 runs. Giovanni takes a deep breath on this warm and sticky night in Miami. Temperature at game time in the mid-80s. And a rain delay of 51 minutes at the start. Again, about an hour late. And the pitch to Ramirez inside, ball 1. Ramirez 1 for 6 lifetime against Gallardo. The couple of strikeouts. Giovanni got him swinging back in the first. It was a big jam. Gallardo worked out of in the opening frame. The pitch, bouncing ball right side, backhanded by Fielder. Underhands to Yo on the bag, inning over. On a hot smash right side, Fielder went to his right, made a backhanded play, and Gallardo, covering over at first, was there to receive it. And the Marlins' 7th is history. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 7. Brewers 2, Marlins 2. Now here in the 8th inning at Sun Life Stadium, Fielder, McGee, and Hart. Jorge Sosa, right-hander, still throwing for the Fish. Prince is 1 for 3. He's flied out twice and singled. The leg kick from Sosa and the pitch outside, ball 1. We just saw in between innings a quote from first base umpire Jim Joyce in that Tigers-Indians game at Comerica Park. As that one from Sosa missed down low 2-0. And, tip your cap to Jim Joyce because he just apologized dearly for the mistake he made. The 2-0 is high, ball 3. He said, quote, "I just cost that kid a perfect game.
Yep.
I thought he was safe until I saw the replay." And Jim Joyce, feels awful about it, but he's going to hear a lot about it, too. A 3-0 swing at a foul back that... In case you were not with us earlier, Armando Galarraga, pitching for the Tigers tonight, was 1 out away from a perfect game against the Indians. And with Jason Donald batting for the Indians at a ground ball wide of first, and Miguel Cabrera playing first for the Tigers now, 3-1, Fielder walks. Good start. There's the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning. Game tied 2-2, nobody out for Casey McGee. Again, that near-perfect game, Cabrera gloved that ground ball through an underhand flip to Galarraga on the bag, and the replay showed that Galarraga had his foot on the bag and the ball in his glove, and the out should have been recorded and the perfect game in the books. But Jim Joyce ruled the base runner was safe, and thus the perfect game and no-hitter was no more. Now McGee, he looks outside of the ball, and sure enough, after the game was over and the Tigers won, Jim Leland and some of the coaches and players for the Tigers were really letting Jim Joyce have it as they kind of celebrated the performance from Galarraga. Meanwhile, the umpires were done trying to head back to their clubhouse, but it did not end quietly for the umps.
No, it did not, and and Jim kind of let everybody say their piece while they were out there on the field, because then I think when I saw that, then I knew he had some doubts that he missed the call.
1 ball, 1 strike to McGee. Fielder at first, nobody out, and the pitch, McGee, a swing and a miss, 1-2. And I know folks are going to really get on Jim Joyce about it, and he tried. I mean, he didn't intentionally, want to ruin the perfect game for Galarraga. He just missed the call.
Right.
And you feel for him, and he's going to move on, but certainly it's going to be tough for the Tigers and Galarraga to swallow. Ground ball hit foul up along first, and we'll do it again 1-2.
Well, it doesn't ease the mind of Galarraga, but and I give Jim Joyce credit. I mean, he's an upfront umpire, and he admitted it. There's some umpires wouldn't admit it at all, but Jim is very upfront, and I know, as you say, Corey, he feels awful about it.
It's too bad for everybody involved. It really is. Sosa to McGee, and the 1-2 pitch upstairs, ball 2. Fielder has a small lead at first, nobody out. And the 2-2 pitch. A high chopper right side, glove by the first baseman Sanchez. Second one, that's all they're getting. As Sanchez throws to the bag, Ramirez covering. And McGee is safe on the fielder's choice. Fielder out at second. On the putout goes 3-6. So one down in the eighth, and the batter is Hart.
Well, a very defensive swing by Casey McGee on a fastball that had some giddy up on it, but it was up out of the strike zone. And Casey, just not being in that good groove, couldn't lay off that pitch.
Now Hart, who has walked twice and flied to right. See if he can do it again. National League's home run leader, 14 on the year. As McGee at first with one out in the eighth and the pitch outside for a ball. Final game of this series. Tomorrow night. Chris Capuano. How about that story? First time he'll be back on a big league mound since the tail end of the 07 season, September of 2007. And Capuano back out there tomorrow night. He will start against Josh Johnson. A swing and a chopper up along third. It'll be cut off by Cantu. Throws across, and he just got Hart by a step. With McGee taking second, 2 down. Cantu cutting in front of Hanley Ramirez. And third baseman made the call and the play, and Hart was thrown out by half a step. Carlos Villanueva still throwing in the bullpen. Likely is it for Gallardo. He's at 114 pitches. And 7 innings of 2-run ball. Only 1 earned. And 4 hits. A swing and a line drive left center. That's a base hit. McGee around third, heading home. He will score. Gomez thought about 2, instead stops at first with a single, and the Brewers have the lead 3-2. Gomez delivers again. And that RBI single back in the 6th that got the Brewers on the board and now gives the Brewers the lead here in the 8th. 3-2 Crew.
Took a high fastball from Sosa that was up out over the plate and just stayed right with it. Well, it's kind of a hanger up there out over the plate, and that's what you're supposed to do with it. Nice hitting, Carlos.
Just a nice, easy swing.
Yes.
Well, that's what I noticed there looking at the replay of that cut from Gomez. Now, let's see if the Brewers can tag out a Badger Mutual Insurance run. Here in the 8th.
Number 15, Jim Edmonds on deck for the Brewers.
Guitarras at the plate. Edmonds on deck. He would hit for Gallardo. And now Giovanni can win this game. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball. Gomez's second RBI now is 15 on the year. Let's see if Gomez is running. 6 steals, has been caught once. With 2 outs in the 8th, not going to 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's even to Guitarras.
Well, I would think that Carlos somewhere in here would, during these sequence of pitches, would get a pitch to steal on or attempt to steal.
A check and Gomez slides back in. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed for that great Pilsner taste. Miller Lite, great taste, always less filling.
11468.
Runner goes, the pitch swung on, lifted foul back behind the plate and landing in the seats below. And it's 1-2.
Carlos had an outstanding jump. Would have been interesting because I thought he would steal that base easy. Guitarras fouled it straight back.
Gomez has a good lead. Not going. The 1-2 pitch is high. 2 Guitars, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sosa from the stretch. Gomez goes. The 2-2 is high. Throw to second to slide, and Gomez is safe. Head first, sliding steal, Carlos Gomez. And a great jump. Stolen base number 7. And now the Brewers have that Badger Mutual Insurance run in scoring position here in the 8th inning.
That was a strong throw by Ronnie Paulino, but his hands are in there, even though the tag looked like it might have beat him, but his hands were in on the base.
Very close. Very close play. 3-2 to Guitars. Gomez dancing off that second base bag, and the payoff pitch hit foul. The screen back behind the play. We'll do it again. And the ball certainly beat Gomez. And his left hand maybe beat the swipe tag of Ramirez. Close play.
Well, you know, Corey, what it looked like for me is that he tagged him up about his shoulder, and that means his hands was on the base.
Again, the payoff pitch. A swing at a high fly ball hit deep to right. That ball is back, track, wall, and gone. 2-run shot, Kataris, and the Brewers now lead 5-2 here in Miami. A 3-run 8th for the Crew. What was a 2-2 game is now a 5-2 Brewers lead.
On this swing, George Kataris broke his bat, and it ended up halfway out to first base, and the ball went out a long, long way.
Another Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run for Kataris, his 5th of the year. You can follow all the leaders at Brewers.com/home runs.
7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 sac fly, 114 pitches.
Edmonds hits 4. Gallardo here in the 8th. The leg kick and the 1-0. Swinging a fly ball hit foul. Back behind the plate. That evens the count 1-1. A broken bat, 2-run homer for Kataris. He was running down that first base line still with the handle in his right hand.
Yeah.
Here is the 1-1. Again hit foul off the bat of Edmonds. He's behind 1-2. And that's part of the reason why George Kataris won that spot behind Greg Zaun. Has pop in his bat. Now has 5 home runs. And 14 RBIs. Now the 1-2. Edmonds takes outside 2-2. So Gallardo, the pitcher of record for the Brewers, and now Sosa, the pitcher of record for the Fish. Now the 2-2 pitch. Again, Edmonds hits it foul. Good battle here between Sosa and Edmonds. Five runs the Brewers have scored the George Webb's Burger Run. And that means you'll get 6 burgers for $5 until midnight tomorrow at all George Webb restaurants. Sosa to Edmonds. Again, the 2-2 pitch. High ball 3. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a roller foul. Back behind the plate. We'll do it again. Edmonds played yesterday and was on base twice. He singled, walked, officially 1 for 3. And that 6-4 loss here in Miami last night. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Line to right, down the line in the corner. That's a fair ball. All the way to the wall. Extra bases for Edmonds. He will jog in his second with a 2-out double. How about that at bat by the veteran Edmonds? He was behind early, fouled off several. And on a 3-2 pitch, he doubles to the right field corner. And that's all for Sosa. Freddie Gonzalez is out. He'll make a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. U.S. Cellular, the exclusive wire. Alcides Escobar reaches on an infield single down the third base line. Jorge Cantu went to his right, made a backhand pick beyond the third base bag, but threw late. So this inning continues as Escobar, the very first pitch he sees from right-hander Tim Wood, singles to third. Edmonds to third in the play, runners at the corners, and Ricky Weeks is the batter.
Nothing like speed. Boy, and Escobar has it. Nice to get those infield hits.
5-2 Brewers here in the eighth. Weeks, the eighth Brewer to bat in this eighth inning. And the pitch is high, ball one. Ricky is 0 for 4 tonight. In fact, he's the only starter that has not reached base, either by a hit or a walk. They're at the corners, and Ricky takes outside, ball 2. Here it comes. Ricky takes down low. That's ball 3 from Tim Wood. So all of this, all 3 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah.
RBI single Gomez gave the Brewers a 3-2 lead. Then one batter later, George Kataris hit a 2-run homer. Now the 3-0. Ricky walks inside, ball 4. So they're now loaded for Ryan Braun. Let's put this game away with 1 swing. How about that?
Well, I tell you this, that if Ryan Braun sits fastball, look for a pitch right down the middle, he's going to crush it. I know Wood has come in and threw 4 straight balls, but if I'm Bronny, I'm looking fastball, but it's got to be right where I'm looking.
Wood to Braun, the pitch inside, ball 1. Ryan Braun, of course, played collegiately not too far from here. University of Miami.
Hurricane.
5-2 Crew in the 8th. Bases are loaded now. The 1-0. Braun takes a strike on the inside corner. Bronny was a first-team freshman All-American at the U. National Freshman of the Year by Baseball America. Edmonds at third, Escobar at second, Weeks at first. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul. Right at home play, 1-2. Braun is 1 for 4 tonight. He's bounced out twice, struck out, and singled. Wood to Braun. Now the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Braun strikes out, slams the helmet, throws down the bat on a Wood slider, and the inning is over. But the Brewers bring down to the plate, scored 3 runs on 4 hits, leave 3. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, middle of the 8th. Our new score: Brewers 5, Marlins 2.
TMJ.
Now this is Giovanni Gallardo's game to win. He is no longer pitching, but he is the pitcher of record for the Crew. Carlos Villanueva is now throwing for the Brewers here in the 8th inning, and he will see Cantu, Ugla, and Ross. And the Brewers on top 5-2. Cantu 1 for 1 tonight with a sacrifice and a walk and 2 RBIs. And the pitch from Carlos is a strike. Villanueva appearing in his 26th game. He's not won a game, not lost a game. ERA of 3.35. He last worked here on Monday. And then game 1 loss. And the 0-1, a towering pop-up. Shallow left. Escobar out. And the shortstop, the call and the catch over the bill of his cap, and there's 1 down. So Cantu is gone. Here is Ugla. John Axford is up and throwing. He is just getting loose. But first, Villanueva to Ugla. Here's the pitch. It missed high for a ball. Yeah, but I am looking forward to that outing tomorrow night. Chris Capuano and Josh Johnson. It's one thing to, make your debut, your season debut, and you're going up against the Marlins ace in Johnson, whose 5-2 ERA is just 2.19.
Yeah, he's a pitcher, and he's got good stuff. Nice young man. Cappy's going to have his hands full, and the Brewers.
5-2 Crew, 8th inning, bases empty, 1 down. Ugla at the plate, and now the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. And again, Lucroy will catch Capuano tomorrow. Kanmaka said that before the game. Ugla 0 for 2 with a walk. Now the 2-1, down low, ball 3.
I'm looking forward to that matchup too, and just so happy for Cappy, who's made a great comeback. And I've seen him when he was so good here in Milwaukee when he won those 18 ball games.
Now the 3-1 pitch, ball 4 outside. Ugla walks for the second time. He is aboard here in the 8th. And the batter is Cody Ross. And I'm going to keep an eye on John Axford as he is warming up down the left field line. Should the situation present itself, I would not rule out Axford trying to get a 2-inning save. I don't think he's warming up just for the 9th inning. He is warming quickly in case Kanmaka sees any trouble out of Villanueva here in the 8th. He might go out there and want to bring Axford in here in the 8th as well.
Well, and John can do that. I'm going to get that down just perfectly.
0-1 the count to Ross. 5-2 Brewers here in the 8th. Ugla at first. The leg kick and the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball blown away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But Corey, the thing about it is that if he has to come in and get an out, he can do that, go right back out the next inning and record the save.
Also warming up for the Marlins, number 44, Brian Sanchez.
A couple of right-handers throwing in the Marlins pen. One is Brian Sanchez. Ugla, the runner at first. Ross in the box, and the 1-1 pitch. That's low ball 2.
Carlos, with the first hitter, Cantu, he went right after him, and now the last 2 hitters, he's been really kind of missing and trying to not nip, but he's missing his spots.
Kind of aiming a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now the 2-1, a swing and a line drive, base hit, left center in the gap. Gomez cuts it off. Big turn, Ugla to third. on a single from Ross. So the Marlins have runners at the corners, and they bring the tying run up, and Ronnie Paulino.
Well, Cody Ross got a fastball, just stayed right out over the plate. And, you know, these Marlins, they do a nice job when hitters try to hit the ball back through the middle and the other way.
Ronnie Paulino is the batter. And Ken Maki is on his way out. Just kind of figured this. That he had Axford kind of warming up quickly. Any kind of problems here in this 8th inning, he was not hesitating to bring in Axford for a possible 2-inning save. It's a double switch. Counsell is now the new second baseman. Weeks departs, and Axford is coming out to pitch for the Crew in this 8th inning. Now the Marlins are batting and threatening. 2 on, nobody out. Brewers 5, Marlins 2. John Axford to face Ronnie Paulino when we come back. Craig Counsell is now the new second baseman, and John Axford is on to pitch. In the 8th, Marlins batting, Brewers leading 5-2. But Florida has runners at the corners, only 1 out, and Ronnie Paulino in the box. It is a double switch. Axford to Paulino. Here it comes. Breaking ball strike. 0-1. Young John Axford appearing in his 8th game. He has saved 2. ERA of 2.25 so far this year. The leg kick and the 0-1 came right back with the hook, but missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, John Axford, basically fastball, curveball pitcher. I mean, he's got a dandy, both fastball and curveball.
Now the 1-1 pitch, driven foul. That was the heat at 95, but Paulino lifted it foul back behind the plate, 1-2.
And when a pitcher like John Axford, when he can throw his breaking ball at curveball over for strikes and throw you a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, it makes that 95-mile-an-hour fastball speed up quite a bit.
Let's see what he does. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I was going to say that Ronnie Paulino, he was sitting first pitch fastball. So I like the fact that Axford began this at bat with back-to-back breaking balls.
Well, he has confidence in his breaking pitch, and he has confidence he can throw it for strikes.
Paulino 0 for 3 tonight. Now the 2-2 pitch, a chopper left side. Escobar in. He gloves. Only play is to first. A run will score, but Paulino is out, number 2. So Ugla is in. Ross to second. It's now a 5-3 game, but 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Well, he came right back with the breaking ball, and Paulino just topped it. Otherwise, you know, if he hits the ball a little harder on the ground, turn a double play.
RBI number 20 for Paulino, 4th alone of this series.
Pitching line on 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit.
Now Mike Lamb is going to pinch hit
1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
for Tim Wood. The Marlins made a double switch earlier, so the pitcher spot now hits 8th. So this is Mike Lamb. He was with the Brewers a little bit in 08 and in spring training in 09. Did not leave Arizona with the team. Casey McGee, we told this story the other day. Casey McGee beat out Lamb for that backup spot over 3rd, playing behind Billy Hall. Lamb had a big pinch hit single back on Monday in that 7-run 6th inning. In game 1 of the series, and an RBI did Lamb. That's from the left side. Ross at second, and the pitch. Breaking ball, strike. 0-1. Lamb hitting .227 for the year. Without a homer and 4 RBIs, and the 0-1 pitch. Line foul. On the left field side, 0-2. Brett Carroll on deck. .5-3 Crew, 8th inning in Miami. And the 0-2 pitch inside. That was the Heat at 95. Not a bad idea.
No, especially after you saw where he fouled it off the previous fastball, and he didn't get around on it. It was very late.
Ball and 2 strikes. Ross at second, 2 down. Axford set, and the pitch, breaking ball, bounce foul up along third. And we'll do it again. Cardinals beat the Reds 4-1 on our Bank Mutual scoreboard, and St. Louis and Cincinnati once again tied for first in the Central. From the stretch again, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Lamb strikes out. Axford ends the Marlins' 8th. Florida gets a run on a hit, a walk. They leave one. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 8. Our new score, Brewers 5, Marlins 3. Well, the Brewers' lead is 2 here in the 9th inning. Let's see if the Brewers can tack on a few more against right-hander Brian Sanchez. He's the 5th Marlin to pitch tonight. He will see Fielder, McGee, and Hart, batters 3, 4, and 5, in the top of this 9th inning. And the pitch to Prince is inside, ball 1. Mentioned St. Louis beat Cincinnati. Carpenter picked up his 7th win. Matt Holliday went deep for the 6th time. Here's the 1-0 swing and a towering pop-up. Foul wide of third. Over is Cantu, has no play. That ball lands about 2 rows back. And that evens the count 1-1. Well, the Giants are scuffling a little bit. Colorado has played well in that series out in San Francisco. Taking the first 2, and the Rockies lead 1-0 in the 4th on our Bank Mutual scoreboard. Now the 1-1 foul back to the screen. Good looking cut by Prince.
Oh, boy, he got a fastball. It was just up a hair, but boy, did he have a good rip at it. I know Prince would love to have that baby back. And we ain't talking about ribs.
Fielder 1 for 3 with a walk. And now the 1-2 pitch inside, ball 2 from Sanchez. Cubs and Pirates were rained out in Pittsburgh tonight. And the 2-2, ball 3 inside. The Padres on a walk-off grand slam from Adrian Gonzalez beat the Mets 5-1. Padres won that series. The Mets have an off day. I think they're back home Friday night. Here it's 5-3 Crew in the 9th, and the 3-2 to Prince. A swing and a pop-up. Might be playable wide of third and foul ground. Cantu over, has no plays. That one just reached the seats right behind the camera well. just to the left of the Brewers' third base dugout. 11,468 here tonight. So, allegedly this is the biggest crowd we have last night. 11,202, yeah. Biggest crowd of the series tonight, 11,468. Okay. A 3-2 pitch, a swing and a high fly ball deep to right. That ball is back, track, wall, and gone. Tape measure, towering shot for Prince. Another Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run. Fielder goes deep for the 9th time this year. Brewers lead 6-3.
Sanchez kept trying to challenge Prince with fastballs and tried to sneak this one in, but left it out over the plate, and it was crushed.
Did that have a good sound? And Prince knew it. Uppercut swing deep into the orange seats in right center. Third homer for the Brewers here tonight. And now McGee pokes it foul back behind the plate, 0-1. Couple of solo homers from Fielder and Gallardo. And then a 2-run homer from Kataris in that 3-run eighth. Marlins had a 2-0 lead through 5. And the 0-1, McGee looks outside. But then Carlos Gomez with 2 outs. And McGee at second. Single to left. And McGee scored to make it 2-1. Now the 1-1, a swing and a foul. And then Gallardo in the 7th inning homered to tie the game 2-2. And the Brewers got 3 off Jorge Sosa in the top of the 8th inning. RBI single Gomez, 2-run homer Kataris. Marlins got a run back in the 8th. But Fielder answered back in the 9th. It's now 6-3. And McGee takes strike 3 called. So McGee strikes out, 1 away in the 9th. Brewers lead by 3, and the batter is Corey Hart. It's such a big ballpark, and we've talked about the spacious alleys and that 434 triangle and left center field where Maben hit the inside the park home run back on Monday. As Hart loops it foul right side. That'll reach the seats 0-1. But Casey McGee told me during batting practice tonight that this is actually a pretty good hitter's park. It's understandable with the humid air that the ball is going to carry.
Yeah, and what he's saying is hitter's park because you can hit the ball out of the yard. But when you're a little slap hitter like I was, I mean, you look at those gaps, and that's a pretty good hitter's ballpark because it's extra inning or extra
bases, yeah.
Yeah. I knew I'd get it out. Got all excited. Funny thing is, I'm just, watching Prince. He knew it was gone. I don't know that feeling or never knew it.
1 ball, 1 strike to Hart. Here's the pitch. He checks and takes outside ball 2. Any home runs?
Yeah.
How many home runs?
10 years in the big leagues.
Yeah.
20 lifetime home runs.
That's not bad.
Well,
so you never knew they were all, I think it's going to clear. I think it's going to clear.
Yeah.
Great, it did.
I'm running for 3.
And the 2-1 outside ball 3 to Hart.
And then when I see the umpire said home run, then I said, oh, okay.
During batting practice, I mean, you would take BP, you hit some out, right? You would know then, right?
No.
Wow.
I'd never tried to hit a home run in batting practice.
And the 3-1, Hart takes a strike on the inside corner. He thought that missed. Kind of a puzzling look back towards Mike Riley. And it's now full 3-2.
Boy. I don't blame Corey. That pitch was up and inside off the plate.
Now the 3-2. Fouled off right side. "20 lifetime home runs."
Yeah, and they all barely cleared the fence. Hit 2 in one game off Eddie Fisher. Didn't know they were gone.
3-2. Hart rolls it foul off his foot. And we'll do it again. I'm guessing that night you were the Chevrolet star of the game.
That's right.
2-homer game off Eddie Fisher. (6-3). Brewers here in the ninth. Again, the 3-2 to Hart. A swing at a high fly ball hit to center. I think he just got under it. Going back is Ross, the center fielder. Has room, makes the catch. Shy of the track in center for out number 2. Let's step out. 10 seconds now for station ID from Miami. This is the Brewers Radio Network.
This is your news, weather, and traffic station, and the home of the Packers, Brewers, Badgers, and Bucks. News Radio 620.
Now Carlos Gomez, what a night he has had. He's in the running for the Chevrolet star of the game. Davey has the final say on that.
Yeah, he's in the running.
Gomez checks and takes high for a ball. Gomez with a couple of big hits, RBI singles. Got the Brewers going in the 6th inning. And gave the Brewers the lead in the 8th. And 1-0. He looks outside of the ball. 2-0. Base hit to left for Carlos back in the 8th. Scored McGee from second. And the 2-0 inside ball 3. Kataris on deck. Sanchez ready and delivers 3-0. Strike called 3-1. Two outs and the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a big cut. 3-2.
Well, Carlos was going for the downs. There's no doubt about it. But what he's realized is that, he's strong, but his base hits have been nice short swings.
The 3-2 fouled back. Good looking rip there. That was a high fastball from Sanchez at 88 miles per hour.
One of the things, what happens when you're over swinging, your bat gets slow because you're really trying to swing too hard and it drags through the hitting zone. But when you stay short and crisp.
The 3-2, Gomez check swing. Did he go? He did not. He walks. Ball 4. So Gomez is on again. Third time tonight. A couple of singles. Now he walks here in the 9th. The Brewers on top by 3. The batter is Kataris. Another candidate for the Chevrolet star of the game. We have a few.
Yeah, we do have a few of them, and they're all in the hunt. But I have the final say.
Yes, you do. Gomez walks. That's number 6 on the year. And boy, would the Brewers like to see that number rise dramatically. 6 walks for Gomez. Now, he missed some time. He was on the DL. But that would be nice for Gomez and for everybody involved. Because with his speed, it is such a plus to have that guy on base. Stole his 7th base on the season back in that 3-run 8th. Has a good lead. Kataris in the box. Gomez not going to pitch. Here's a strike. 0-1. The thing, too, about Gomez, though, it was a 3-0 count at one point. He doesn't find himself, Davey, in those counts too often. He's behind a lot. Or it's 1-2, 0-2, 2-2. A check, and Gomez slides back in safely.
Well, I think the one thing what he's been trying to do is be more selective go deeper in the count, and you get better pitches to hit.
You bet the pitcher, the catcher, and the infielders will always think about the runner when Gomez is on base with that terrific speed. Sanchez, a long look, and now bluffs Gomez back towards first. No throw. Just kind of stared him back. And now he throws over, close play, and Gomez is back in. John Axford, after coming on to finish off the Marlins in the 8th, will take the mound again in the bottom half of this 9th inning. Kataris, a 2-run homer, his last at bat. Another check. Boy.
Well, Sanchez is really worried about Gomez. He's got to worry about Kataris at the plate.
Gomez goes the pitch. Bouncing ball right side off the glove of Sanchez, the first baseman, and safe at first is Kataris. That'll be a base hit for the Brewers catcher as Gomez advances down to second. And the Brewers are making some more 2-out noise here in the 9th inning tonight. Kataris on base for the 3rd time. He has a couple of hits and a walk. And Craig Counsell will hit. Counsell came on as part of a double switch when Axford came in. Ricky Weeks no longer in the game, and the pitcher spot now hits first. Counsell, who scored the winning run, as we discussed the other day, for the Marlins when they won the World Series title here in Miami back in 1997. 2 on, 2 out, 6-3 Brewers in the 9th, and the pitch. Counsell takes down low for a ball. Here is the 1-0. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And he evens the count at a ball and a strike. The Astros beat Washington 3-1 on our Bank Mutual scoreboard. Wandy Rodriguez. Carlos Lee, El Caballo, hit his 6th home run. The 1-1 line drive up the middle, base hit center field. Rounding third and scoring is Gomez. Counsell, an RBI single, and the Brewers lead 7-3 here in the 9th.
Boy, nice piece of hitting by Craig Counsell. Got a fastball from Sanchez right out over the plate, and Craig just took it right back through the middle. Nice base hit.
RBI number 12 for Counsell, as Gomez scored easily from second. Kataris down to second. And here is Escobar. No longer a save situation. The Brewers' pen is quiet as Escobar takes outside for a ball. I'm sorry, Axford still, because Axford came, that's right, Axford came on in the 8th inning. A ball and no strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Brewers lead by 4 in the 9th, and the pitch, swing and a miss, off speed, 1-1. Axford on deck. Escobar is 1 for 4. He's singled back in the 8th. Now Now the 1-1 pitch. A line drive to short on the short hop. Ramirez gloves, goes to second for the force, and that ends the inning. But the Brewers tag out a couple of runs. A home run from Prince, RBI single Counsell, and leave two. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Our new score, Brewers 7, Marlins 3.
Majestic Brewers jersey if the player on the T-shirt hits a walk-off home run.
Now the Brewers are 3 outs away from winning for the first time on this road trip. It's a 7-3 lead for the Crew after tacking on 2 more Badger Mutual Insurance runs in the ninth. As Brett Carroll leads off and takes a strike from Axford, 0-1. Carroll is 0 for 1. He popped out to the second baseman, Ricky Weeks, still playing at the time. His first at bat in the 7th inning. And the pitch, line to center, a base hit. So Carroll, a 9th inning leadoff single. And the batter is Chris Coghlan. Now, folks, how do you make a perfect brat? It's easy. You start with the Usinger sausage, America's finest. Add a little crisp kraut and top it off with Silver Spring Chipotle mustard. Now that's a meal. Nothing beats the great taste of summer in Wisconsin. Coghlan, another night where he's been tough on the Crew. He was 2 for 3 with a walk. And reached on an error by McGee and scored a run back in the first inning. He's doubled, he's singled. He's got 8 hits in the series. Carroll at first, nobody out. And the 0-1 pitch is over but low. Nope, it's in for a strike, 0-2. Well, you have a tough time all night long watching Mike Riley. Axford ready. The 0-2 to Coghlan. Here's the pitch. A chopper right side, gloved by fielder near first. He drops the ball, now recovers, underhands to Axford. In time for the out as Carroll takes second on the play. So fielder kind of thought about going to second, then looked like he stumbled momentarily. A recover to make the play. Axford covering, 1 down.
Right there, what Prince is thinking, okay, I'm going to get that lead runner, but he had to go for the sure out. He knew it would have been a close play because the ball was not hit that hard. Made the right decision to go to first base. Right now, what you need are outs.
You want to play yourself into a big inning. Right now, you got a 4-run lead, and runner at second is meaningless. 1 out. Carroll at second. Here is Sanchez. Marlins first baseman is 1 for 4 with a run scored. And the pitch, fastball strike, 0-1. Post-game show follows our broadcast. Take a look at our Bank Mutual scoreboard. And plenty of highlights from this one here tonight. The Brewers with 7 runs on 12 hits. Now the 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Kataris. 1 ball, 1 strike. $11,468 here tonight. Many have headed home. And the pitch lifted foul. Back out of play, 1-2. One more game in this series. Another night game tomorrow night. Then the Brewers head to St. Louis. First time this year. Will be at Busch Stadium. see those Cardinals. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Sanchez. 7-3 Crew in the ninth. Axford ready, deals 1-2, swinging a roller up along third and foul. That got the foot of the batter Sanchez in the box. Now Axford's 1-2 pitch. A bouncing ball right side. Counsell. Gloves on a couple of hops. Throws to first, 2 down. Carroll now at third, and the Brewers are 1 out away from a win here in Miami. And the batter is Hanley Ramirez. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. 7 innings for Gallardo tonight. Gave up 2 runs. Only 1 was earned. 4 hits. He walked 4, struck out 4. Again, this is his game to win, but first Ramirez lines a base hit to right. Down the line, that will get to the warning track. A run will score. Ramirez to second with a 2-out RBI double. Now a 7-4 game as Ramirez drives in his second of the series and number 28 for the year.
Ramirez is such a good hitter. I mean, he took a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that was down and away a little bit and just stayed right there and hit it down the right field line. Didn't try to do too much.
Now the batter is Jorge Cantu. How big do those 2 runs in the top of this 9th inning look right now? And the pitch, breaking ball. Missed inside for a ball. Cantu, 2 more RBIs tonight. He has driven in 6 in the series. He's singled, walked, and popped out. Also a sac fly back in the first. And the 1-0 hit foul. Right side of the seats, landing below. I understand they have sold around 3,000 tickets. They reissued, I guess, reprinted some tickets from that Halliday Perfect Game on Saturday. And they sold 3,000 already.
That really surprises me.
Now the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a pop-up. This should do it. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Counsell out in shallow right. He has it, and this one is over. The Brewers rally to win for the first time in this series and for the first time on this week-long road trip, knocking off the Marlins by a final score of 7-4. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, back with the totals and summaries after this on the Brewers Radio Network. Milwaukee Brewers baseball has been brought to you by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed, great taste, less filling. Frontier Airlines. Visit frontiermidwest.com. Badger Mutual Insurance. Dodge and Ram truck dealers. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel and the victorious Milwaukee Bulls for the victorious Milwaukee Brewers. 7 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, and 11 left on. For the Marlins, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 9 stranded. Yovani Gallardo picks up the win. He is now 6-2. The loss goes to Jorge Sosa. He falls to 1-1. And John Axford picks up his 3rd save of the year. In a game that was played in 3 hours and 26 minutes, witnessed by 11,468. Again, the final, Brewers 7, Marlins 4. Davey, who was our Chevrolet star of the game?
Boy, there was quite a few players in the running, but Yovani Gallardo is my Chevrolet star of the game.
He picked up the win tonight, also belted the game-tying home run. A solo shot in the 7th, his 2nd of the year, number 6 in his career. And as John Steinmiller from the Brewers Media Relations Department told me during the game, all 6 of his home runs He is also won as the starting pitcher.
Hit more homers.
So Giovanni is our pick. His pitching line as well. 7 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 hits. He walked 4, struck out 4. So Giovanni is our selection. It's a good one. Davey, see you tomorrow.
Okay, partner.
Brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet offers 8 models with an EP estimated 30 miles per gallon, highway or better. Chevrolet, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, folks, that is our game broadcast for tonight. This reminder, Game 4 of this series comes your way right back here tomorrow night. Join us for our Jockey pregame show beginning at 5:35, leading up to the first pitch at 6:10, as Chris Capuano makes his return to the Brewers and to the big leagues for that matter. He will work against the Marlins ace, right-hander Josh Johnson. Until then, this is Corey Provis speaking for Bob Uecker and Davey Nelson, inviting you to stay tuned for the postgame show, which I will have for you momentarily. Once again, the final score, the Milwaukee Brewers 7 and the Florida Marlins 4. Keep on listening to the Brewers Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Tim Kimmel, claims manager at